Welcome to Censorshit, a podcast where a bunch of assholes talk about censored and banned media. Don't be fucking stupid and take anything said too seriously.
Hey, welcome to Censorshit. I'm here with Ronald.
Hey.
That was great.
Just move past it. Go on.
Hey.
Nigel.
Hey, I'm Nigel. That's my name.
And Trevor.
What's up?
Today we're talking about the Simpsons episode, Stark Raving Dad. So, I grew up with the Simpsons. I love the Simpsons. Wasn't allowed to watch it when I was really young, and then when I was a teenager, I watched it obsessively. What's your guys' history with the Simpsons?
I love The Simpsons. Didn't grow up with it, but one day in high school, I bought all of the pirated versions of it at the local DVD place. There were pirated DVD shops all over where I lived, and I watched all of it, and it was pretty great. And then I moved to the United States and watched the new ones, and it was less great.
Yeah.
I watched it as a poor kid. Well, no, I guess Fox is not just a basic channel.
Yes, it is.
Fox is a pretty basic channel.
Is it a basic channel? Okay,
Yes.
so then it was like that's
I
what I
didn't get it.
had to watch, and that came on an evening, and I was like, yeah, cartoons.
I had to watch reruns on Channel 15.
Like, I knew it was kind of inappropriate. When I was growing up as a kid, I didn't super understand. Maybe Itchy and Scratchy, I knew that was inappropriate. But I was like, it's just a cartoon. And then like you get older and you're like, that's pretty fucking funny.
Right, you start understanding what they're saying.
Yeah.
What they mean.
Mm-hmm. And then you're like, I can really appreciate the recurrence of child abuse. But that's not what we're talking about, is it?
Yeah, the fucking President of the United States said he hated The Simpsons. He went like, we need, I need to do a George H. Bush voice. Okay, let's prepare this. We need to have families that are less like The Simpsons and more like the Waltons. I think I said that backwards. We need to have families that are more like the Waltons and less like the Simpsons.
That sounds more like Mayor Quimby from The Simpsons than it does
George H.W. Bush.
Yeah, George
H. was different. He was like, I talk like this. Didn't you ever watch the Dana Carvey's impression of him?
That was a pretty spot-on George Bush episode 1. Yeah, I really nailed that one.
So you mentioned how The Simpsons is kind of not very good now, which I agree with. In fact, it's kind of embarrassing to mention that you like The Simpsons, which are very recent occurrence. Like, the show hasn't been great for a while, but now it's kind of one of those shows where the wokies hate it because it was not politically correct, and the edgelords like me don't like it because they're kowtowing to the wokies.
They're called wokies? Just as an aside, is that the term?
Well, SJW became, like, totally cringe, dude.
Totally cringe. I mean, I hate it.
All right,
I agree with everything he just said. It's just weird the way he said it.
And you identify as an edgelord too,
Right?
No, it's great. So what is an edgelord? I guess
We're a bunch of faggots on the internet who say retard a lot.
That's so edgy, dude.
yeah.
Super edgy, bro.
I think that moment kind of encapsulated.
I don't identify as an edgelord. I fall into that group.
Yes,
That sounds like you identify, though.
you Han Solo'd into being an edgelord.
Yeah.
I mean, I did get banned from, or not banned, I got suspended from Twitter the other day.
Did you really?
Yeah, I made a joke about live leak videos.
What's your Twitter handle?
I'm not telling you that. Fuckers want to find me, want to fucking dox me.
I actually don't know what live leaks are, and that doesn't.
You don't know
matter.
what live leak is? It's where you can watch people die.
Oh, is that for real?
Yes, it's awesome. It's hilarious.
They should probably call it Dead Leaks.
It's so fun.
What? Because they die. No?
The opposite of live. No.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the first person to ever make that joke.
Episode 1 should be about this. Have you seen one?
Yes, I've seen live leaks. Everyone's seen live leaks.
haven't
Haven't
seen
you ever
live
seen
leaks.
Mr. Hands?
No.
You don't want Mr. Hands? He's the guy who gets fucked by the horse.
Oh, that's like
And
that's
dies.
recorded? Oh, that's fucked up. I don't want to see real people die. I mean, whatever, but Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's not for healthy people. It's for people like me.
Do you think he died happy being fucked by the horse?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Even if the horse hit whatever little bit would have got him.
Yeah,
where
you
he
can
needs
kind of
to
tell
go.
in his face. He's like, when it starts happening, he's like, this was a mistake.
I hate that you've watched it.
Is it in profile or is that a weird angle?
I haven't seen it in forever. I don't watch it religiously.
How did you forget this video?
Right.
It seems like you would have gotten some kind of impression. We're getting off topic. We're talking about The Simpsons, but you brought this up. I brought it up.
I mean,
by
horse
pushing.
fucking and The Simpsons are very similar things.
Okay, so we're watching The Simpsons episode about horse fucking, right?
It's one of the later episodes. They replaced Hank Azaria. They said he couldn't voice a horse. He's not a real horse.
Okay, sorry. So, what episode did we watch?
We watched Stark Raving Dad from Season 3, Episode 1. Written by Al Jean and Mike Reese? Racist? Well, they're all racist now because of that documentary that was made.
Hot take.
Which documentary?
The
Apu one.
Faggot with a Poo.
Is that the
Have you
name
ever-
of the documentary, Faggot with a Poo?
No, it's The Problem with the Poo, but the guy who made the documentary is a huge faggot. Like imagine George Carlin making a documentary about a cartoon that offended him.
I would watch that.
I would too.
Should
but-
I watch The
But this
Problem
guy,
with Apu?
but the thing is, George Carlin was smart and funny. This guy's not. I don't even remember his name. It's like, let's say, or something.
Alright, well, I know what you're into now, so maybe it's good.
I'm not into it.
You're into horse fucking dead people, so...
I'm not into it. I'm morbidly curious.
I mean, you watched it once. That says into it.
I bet you've watched it more than once.
Not that video.
It's like after
I like I don't know if it was a live leak video, but I like the guys sliding down like the building and like breaking their necks.
Do you?
What?
Why?
I don't know why.
No, wait. What do you get out of it? Like, why do you seek it out? And then what's the
I don't
feeling
seek it out. It comes to me.
How do you not...
It's like the universe of the internet knows my soul.
That doesn't sound right. It sounds like the universe of the internet saw your browsing history.
Right, that's what I was gonna
and
say.
then algorithmed some dead people videos to you.
They send it to you because you've gone there before.
For sure. You need to learn to go to incognito mode.
We don't... Alright, so we don't have to talk about this now, but this is definitely something down the line. I don't... Like, it's not censored, but, like, it's worth exploring.
I mean, I think it was censored by the government. I think that's why it was down.
That's fair.
I don't know.
I think Live Leaks is just...
Or it might have just lost money or something like that.
censored as in, not necessarily taken down, but shit that can't be seen, just cut.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
like on Facebook.
There's your internet provider is definitely selling this information to somebody, and they're like, I'm gonna sell this down the line. I'm gonna sell this guy like a person.
The worst, fair, but the worst part is that he lives in someone's basement. So
You
it's
live
like,
in someone's basement. Yeah,
he's ruining their history.
that's
not
not
tied
true.
to him at all.
Is that your internet or is that their internet?
It's their internet.
Oh shit!
Oh, he feels bad now.
No, he doesn't. What are you talking about?
I don't know if I mentioned this before, but they can totally hear everything I do down there. And
How
I'm like,
loudly
I'm
do you do the things you do?
quieter now, but like at first before I realized it,
This is
I was
another episode, by the way. The things you do in the basement.
that's going to be our spin-off podcast. So what were we talking about? The Simpsons, that show that I used to love, now I'm ashamed of.
You actually are ashamed of it?
Well, the thing is, it was one of the first shows to just kind of go, yeah, we were problematic. We need to, like, apologize, not have any white voice actors voice any characters of color.
So they got cancel cultured the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should see, like, interviews with Hank Azaria. He's like a rape victim when you see him. He's like, I'm sorry for voicing a poo.
That's a weird metaphor. Like,
Is that a metaphor?
That's what he. That's
like
I
this
think
is
it's
it,
accurate.
it was a thing that happened to him, I guess. That's nice. That was
Okay,
weird.
it's more like he's a
No, I
rapist
mean-
apologizing for raping people. I
Okay,
guess.
well there you go. That makes more thematic sense. But I was ready to like delve into what you meant by the first one.
Aw, our fucking microphone stopped working. But if you made it this far though, we fucking love you. And here we go again.
So we were talking about people apologizing. The context being Hank Azaria apparently apologizing for being Apu for so long, in the same way one would apologize for getting raped. Apparently, and then,
Or being a rapist.
or being a rapist. And then how apology
I raped
videos
you, my bad.
like that, exactly, can play out the same. And that's a psychological thing that we don't really need to go into. But yeah, Hank Azaria, I don't give a shit that he's not Apu anymore. Who cares?
What's interesting is the only people who seem to not be offended who are Indian are British Indians. They seem to like a poo. But American Indians, not the woo 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 kind. The kind.
Those broad swaths of monolithic people who
Yeah.
all agree. So the British people are pro-Apu, Hank Azaria.
The British Indians seem to be pro-Apu. Because the British love The Simpsons because it makes fun of Americans. So they see the whole show as kind of a parody of stereotypes.
Okay, well, see, that kind of makes sense then, because then, like, Americans, regardless of what your race or ethnicity is, that's, like, our thing. It's an American thing, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, isn't there an argument where, like, this American thing that is part of us is making fun of us American Indians? I mean, isn't that kind of true?
I guess.
Okay, cool. Point made. Let's move on.
I mean, like, the Scottish apparently super love Groundskeeper Willie, and he's, like, the most offensive stereotype ever. Like, he's a drunk, he's illiterate, he's violent.
Who?
Groundskeeper Willie.
Don't know who that is.
The Scottish groundskeeper at the school.
He has red
I'm
hair.
Groundskeeper Willie!
He's like the most Scottish stereotype you can imagine.
For sure.
And the Scots fucking love him.
I mean, fair enough, but if there was like a Scottish person who's like, I don't fucking love this representation of my people, I'd be like, all right, fair enough.
But you wouldn't, like, get rid of the character because of that one faggy Scotsman.
Yeah, but then what about a whole nation of American Indians?
Wait, which ones are we talking about again?
I mean, we're making equivalents here.
I also feel like American white people get offended for things that aren't related to them more than anyone else.
Yes.
So I feel like even like
Secondhand offended.
for sure, like some more secondhand offensive
That's true.
versus firsthand offensive.
I do not doubt
Be
for a
honest,
second.
were you offended by B Guy from The Simpsons?
No,
Ay, 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 Dios mío!
he was nutting honey to every female on that show.
Wait, hold on though. What other prominent Latino characters
No.
are in The Simpsons other than B Guy?
There's that gay dude, I think. Well, I think he was gay. I don't know. I think he was also voiced by Hank Azaria. I think he was a new character.
I don't remember that guy.
He's
at
like
all,
the-
so I don't think he counts.
He's like an imitation of the character Hank Azaria played in Birdcage.
And also, just for context, for whoever's listening, Ronald is Latino, so that's why we're talking about this.
You mean Latinx?
Yes,
You fucking racist bigot.
Ronald, I'm so sorry
We'll try that again.
for not referring to you in the gender neutral Latinx.
Latinx, it's pronounced.
Well, see, that's the thing. If Ronald had said, "Hey, I'd prefer if you called me that," I'd be like, "All right, whatever."
I call him a faggot.
That's kind of fucking on you.
And the only reason that one random dude is only in a couple episodes is because his visa expired.
He's in a bunch of episodes, though. Yeah, I don't think there's any other Latinx characters in The Simpsons who are at all prominent, right?
Whatever you say, Mr. Philippines.
That's not even a thing.
It's not?
No.
I think it is.
Is it?
It
Can
probably is. If Latinx is a thing,
Well, thank you for educating
Filipinx
me.
was a thing. It
white
must
person.
be a thing.
But like Latinos are a variety of people versus Filipinos is one country.
Whoa, there's a lot
Aren't they
of
called
Filipinos in there.
Aren't the female
Yes.
Filipinos are called Filipinas?
They are called that sometimes.
So, I was looking up racial slurs for Filipinos the
I
other
was trying
day.
to do a Filipinas joke there, but
Potatoes.
One was flips.
I think it's almost, you could almost make an insult out of the fact that there are not very many Filipino
I think there
slurs.
were only two.
You can say chinks, and that's pretty bad because it's not even what you're referring to.
And you'd think there'd be more, because apparently, like, all of Asia hate Filipinos.
And Thais and China. All of Asia hates each other, man. It's not just Filipinos. What are you talking about?
I mean, they did give us coronavirus.
Oof. Oof. Inappropriate, I guess. I mean, it definitely came from China. What are we talking about? Okay,
So, what were we talking about now?
we're talking about The Simpsons.
Let's talk about the episode. Why don't you give us a summary, Trevor?
A summary.
Yeah.
Brothers should not forget their sisters' birthdays. Michael Jackson was not a fat yellow man or white. They're all yellow.
But the Michael Jackson in the episode was a fat yellow man who was white, but in Simpsons
beak.
world, yellow is white.
It's fair. And do your own personality test or you'll end up in the insane asylum.
Thank you, Captain Sparknotes.
He only asked Trevor just so he could say that. He set that up. He just wanted.
He wanted a summary. That's literally Spark Notes.
He wanted Captain's. He just wanted to say Captain Spark Notes.
So the episode. So yes. I'll have to do the summary.
I can do the summary.
Okay, you do the summary.
So it starts off. Lisa has an existential crisis because she's turning 8 and expecting her brother to give her a present.
Did you look up the word existential?
No.
Dang. That could you just translate that to you stupid idiot. Did you not know that word before you just said it?
Tough.
Amazing.
So, okay, Lisa was
just mansplaining.
Yes,
just mansplaining.
Just
So then Homer has to go to work with a pink shirt. That derails. And then they commit him to a mental institute where he meets not really Michael Jackson, but it is Michael Jackson.
He was actually uncredited in the episode.
Was he really?
Yes. I have no idea why.
And then how do we know that he for sure is?
They later confirmed it.
I mean, they later confirmed it, I think.
And this is actually not the first time Michael Jackson worked with Simpsons. He wrote Do the Bartman.
I did not know that.
I don't know what that is.
Thank you, Captain Spark Notes.
Do the Bartman?
Okay, it's been a long time since I watched all of The Simpsons.
Do the Bartman was a music video. Directed by Brad Bird.
Who also did, for context,
The Incredibles, Ratatouille.
Oh, for real?
There we go.
Tomorrowland, which is an underrated movie.
Now we can all be appropriately impressed by the fact that this guy did Do the Bartman and also Tomorrowland, starring George Clooney and all those other people, was only okay.
It was kind of a weird movie because, like, you keep expecting him to fuck that little girl robot.
That's fucked up.
I mean, I couldn't be the only one thinking that.
This is the sound of a whole room
might have been.
Not relating.
You might have been.
He doesn't actually fuck the little girl robot.
But you wish he did.
I didn't. I expected it. In that Disney movie, I expected the guy, George Clooney, to fuck a little girl robot. That's what Disney stands for.
That's on you, man. That's weird.
I'm here for it.
All right.
Or at least him to fuck Hugh Laurie.
Hugh Laurie was in that?
Yeah, Hugh Laurie was the...
Was he the bad guy?
Yeah.
Huh.
Both played sexy doctors.
We don't see Hugh Laurie enough these days. Anyway, The Simpsons.
You were going...
Did we finish our
Oh,
summary?
you cut me off, you bitch. So then... Homer meets Michael Jackson in the Institute.
Who's not Michael Jackson. Who is Michael Jackson, like, in real life, but, like, isn't in the show.
Yes, he's a balding, large white man who thinks he's Michael Jackson, basically.
He talks like
but his voice by
so he's basically Trevor?
So then Homer brings him home. There's a cute moment where not Michael Jackson, who's Michael Jackson, and Bart Simpson make a song together, which is pretty fucking catchy for Lisa's birthday present.
Okay, so why was it banned?
So it's banned because it fought when
One
the
of the-
Leaving Neverland documentary came out. The Simpsons people with HBO Max.
Not HBO Max, Disney
Plus.
Plus. It's on Disney Plus.
So wait.
It's on HBO. Is it on Disney Plus?
It's on Disney
Yes.
Plus.
It is on Disney Plus.
Because Fox...
Oh, Leaving Neverland was on HBO Max. And
Yes.
after releasing that documentary, Disney decided that, how they're super political about whatever the fuck.
So wait.
No, actually, it wasn't Disney. It was the creators of the episode, Al Jean.
Oh.
Because according to him, he thinks Michael Jackson used the episode to molest children.
Oh. Well, that's not great.
How does he have... From what basis?
I have no idea. I think he's just got a big ego, and he's like, hey, I wrote such a great episode, Michael Jackson was able to fuck kids with it.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen the latest episode in which it's explained how Michael Jackson is a pedophile. I watched the one that came out in the 90s, probably on... What?
The episode?
There are so many channels that did an episode or a special on how Michael Jackson is or is not a pedophile. Do you remember seeing anything like this when you were younger?
Well, I don't remember this, but Norm Macdonald used to make a lot of Michael Jackson being a pedophile jokes, and they were considered politically incorrect. But now they are considered correct, I guess?
So, I mean, the tone you had when you were explaining why it's censored, like, do you not? I mean, this isn't the episode in which we debate whether or not Michael Jackson was a pedophile. It's definitely relevant, but...
And he definitely is.
Right.
Right.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah, definitely, though it does sound
I
like
suppressed
you're
those
like...
memories.
Do you think it was not cool that he banned it for that reason? Wait, and then really quick, was it banned for Disney Plus or was it before?
It was banned. It's like you can't buy it through any of like the official Disney or Fox things. You can still get it on like Fandango and other things, but I assume once those licenses expire that you're going to not be able to get them there either.
You know, it's kind of a shame though, because like all of that aside, it's like a pretty nice little episode. Right?
I mean, it is, because The Simpsons was like fucking great, especially during season 3 where it had that perfect balance of like heart and humor. It was just finding its stride.
I mean, I think they kept it for a while, but...
Yeah, it was episode 1 of season 3.
Huh, right after the really bad-looking ones, right? Or was that just season 1?
Well, season 1 was the episode where Homer has a weird voice the whole time. It's like, we need some frosty chocolate milkshakes, boy.
I will say that there is a part of the episode where I thought Michael Jackson's character was super sus. It's when...
Did you just say sus?
I did say sus.
I'm going to beat you to death after we stop recording this. That is so offensive to me. That you said sus.
Hey, you should probably turn off your emotions, you faggot. So there's he's doing the piano with Bart, and he says... Training wheels come off on your bike, you start noticing boys you like. But he's doing it with Bart, so he's either saying that Bart likes boys on bikes, or he kind of looked like he was into his own head while he was singing it, and that seems super sus.
I don't think that was as good of a point as you thought it was.
Oh, I was just saying it was sus. Has anything you said been good, punk?
Everything I say is golden. I am a genius.
I don't know. I think it was, if it's sus at all, it was way less sus. Can't believe I'm saying
if
that
you
so
keep
much.
saying sus, I will fucking mushroom stamp you, boy.
Said
what does that mean?
The person
Mushroom
who
stamp? It's
wanted
where you
more
slap
people
someone
to
with your
say
dick
sus.
and they get a stamp of a mushroom.
You need to get off the internet.
I mean, that's true. I've never heard that term.
You've never heard mushroom stamp?
No, and I've never seen people die literally on camera.
Never?
Never?
I don't think
Have
so.
you?
Didn't you watch 9/11 and like jerk off to it?
Okay. I was with Andrew. We're on a different plane now.
Andrew climaxed after every plane hit.
We're starting to rip off Louis C.K. now.
Not well.
Hey, moderator, what's next, bitch?
I don't know. Like, okay, let's talk about Michael Jackson for a little bit. It's kind of interesting how, like, Michael Jackson went from, like, he's definitely a pedophile to, like, oh, we kind of forgot that he's definitely a pedophile to, like, he died and, like, oh my god, he's fucking Jesus Christ. Ah! And then, like...
I mean, that's how it felt for a very long time after he died.
And then that fucking documentary that did any of us watch?
Which one?
When did it
Leaving
come out?
Neverland?
Yeah,
HBO Max one?
Yeah.
What was it, 2010?
No, I've never watched it.
Yeah, that was like really recently.
Oh, wow.
Then everyone...
So we had almost 2 decades of Michael's the best.
Yeah, and then that documentary came out, and then like he's like definitely for sure a pedophile now.
Even the boys that he was molesting said Michael's the best.
No, he did.
Jesus
I wasn't
Christ.
prepared.
You know, Macaulay Culkin says he never was molested by Michael Jackson. I mean, like, if you're going to molest someone, molest Macaulay Culkin. That was like prime red molestable boys.
For sure, but I think when they met up, based on little history that I looked up, I think he's probably too old for him at that point.
No,
Then what about the Fell Dog, Corey Feldman?
I don't know who it is.
You know, you didn't watch fucking Goonies?
Sure, but I don't know actor names
Corey
that well.
Feldman.
Just until
You should know who Corey Feldman is. Yeah, we were talking about like
Michael Jackson. So
Yeah,
it came out in 2010 or 2019.
Yeah.
And now we're against Michael
That was
Jackson.
a decade difference of time.
Well, I definitely said 2010 earlier. Nobody contradicted me until someone said 2019. It's all
you
on
said
you.
2019.
That's because he said 2019.
So it's kind of weird that, like, now exclusively, now this is going to sound racist, but almost exclusively, the defenders of Michael Jackson are all black.
Are they?
All right. I haven't seen many people. I haven't sought out
I
defenses of
don't
Michael
think
Jackson.
that's true.
Defending him how?
Like,
that
currently.
he wasn't a child molester?
Yes.
Like anyone famous that I would know? That we would know?
I don't know any famous black guys.
You are the... Oh my gosh. He is the encyclopedia for famous people's names. He knows
Except
no black
people.
person.
Yep.
I think that you're just making a generalization, though, and you're just saying black people in general. So, like, which black people?
Like, whenever I see someone defending them, they're always black.
Then you should have examples, and you have zero.
What's his face? That internet dude, some black guy. Like that's literally his internet name, some black guy. He was like saying like he didn't molest the kids or something.
Huge sample size.
So you looked at one black dude and you said, "All the black people don't."
I mean, isn't that how you guys do it?
To be fair, I don't know. I haven't seen anyone really defending Michael Jackson at this point. Like, it's mostly silent people.
I mean, I definitely see people defending his legacy, but not necessarily his wrongdoings. They're still acknowledging the fact that it happened, but like he also accomplished a lot.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you want to debate that? Like, his legacy, or can you enjoy Michael Jackson, or...
I didn't listen to Michael Jackson that much to begin with. I mainly listened to Weird Al versions of Michael Jackson songs.
Okay.
You know, like Eat It and Fat.
Mm-hmm. We do remember those Stone Cold classics.
Stone Cold classic.
Actually, Eat It was a classic.
It was, though. He fucking rocked that leather, dude.
Weird Al?
Weird Al?
And Eat It?
That's a little sus.
Yeah, it is.
I hate you all so much.
I actually didn't know that Weird Al did a music video of Eat It.
Almost everything he did was a music video. I think that's...
I mean, like, not almost everything he did. He did a lot of music videos. I feel like he did the average amount of music videos for a musician.
For a parody musician, probably more on average.
Okay.
Compared to other parody
Well, you
musicians.
said, like, he did a music video for everything. That's, like, a lot of things to do a music video for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did a lot of songs. He's been around since, like, the 70s.
Well, he definitely made a video with every Michael Jackson hit he made, for sure.
He only did 2.
And he made videos for both. But
Is that true? We don't have to delve into that. So, like, out of context now, is it still... probably shouldn't be banned now, right? Because Michael Jackson's definitely not doing that stuff now because he's dead.
If that was the true
I mean,
Okay,
they
what's-
removed it from Disney Plus after he died, though.
Yeah, but that was a while ago, and Disney Plus...
I mean, they still released that documentary after he died.
Yeah.
But you're saying the reason they removed it is because he was using it to abuse little kids.
That's
so why
according
remove
to-
it after he died?
According to the creator of
Yeah.
the episode.
The creator.
But the documentary is about the 2 kids that were molested coming forward.
There
Of
were
course-
only 2 kids? I
No,
thought
2.
there were like 20 kids he was
Oh,
molesting.
fair.
There's
I don't
no
know.
telling you.
But there's 2 of them specifically who he favored that came forward.
And
Okay.
neither of them were Macaulay Culkin, which is just raise your molestation standards a bit there, buddy.
I mean, I think he had a pretty wide net to choose from. That's not even the worst saying, but there you go. So, like...
So, hold on. Andrew said, raise your molestation standards.
Yes.
You want him to just molest more people?
I wanted him
No!
to... I
he's
wanted
saying...
him-
He's
That's
saying,
what he's saying!
No,
Better people.
He's saying he should have molested
More
better
attractive.
quality
Better
children.
Right, yeah. Not more, just
The
quality over quantity.
the S-ranked children. Like Macaulay Culkin. So that's your barometer for the most attractive.
Now we know why
boys.
he was screaming in that mirror. Or wasn't.
The man in the mirror. Bleeding butthole.
The boy in the mirror. What?
I watched Free Willy a little bit ago, and I forgot how much that song jammed.
You are-
me. Da, 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 da.
You're not
Da, da,
doing a
da,
good job of staying on track. We're talking about Free Willy now.
I picture him like coming out of the shower with that blasting. Is like, my free willy is free, baby, and just singing to it, just helicoptering his dick.
On an unrelated note, Lori Petty in that movie is so fucking hot.
I don't remember Free Willy. Does anyone else remember Free Willy?
You
well
never
enough?
watched fucking Free Willy?
We've all watched Free Willy probably a million times when we were 4. Not recently. I remember watching Free Willy 3, where they
definitely-
were all different.
I was probably -2.
I watched Free Willy 3 this year. It was
Not
one of
quite
those like
this age.
things I never watched as a kid because I only had 1 and 2 on VHS.
Wait, for real? Why did you watch Free Willy 3? Did you just sit down and like, it's time?
Yes, it was time. I needed to see it. I needed to know what happened.
The reason I watched Free Willy 3 is because my cousins were watching it in the Philippines, and I sat through half of it, and I'm like, these are the most boring characters. I can't imagine you saw the whole thing.
Yeah, Free Willy 2 is like the best written one, or most epic one, I guess.
I don't... Okay, just...
That was
I
the
don't
Oil
even know if-
Tycoon one, where like the
Wait, the third one's the Oil Tycoon one too,
no,
right?
the third one's the Whaler ones.
Oh.
Y'all some fucking nerds. Yeah.
I didn't know there was more than one.
There's also that one with Bindi Irwin and Bo Bridges.
I probably would have gone the rest of my
Oh,
life not
Bridges?
even knowing
Yes,
Free Willy.
there's another
This
one.
conversation.
I don't know why Bo Bridges was the one I questioned.
Michael Jackson. Funny dude. Really funny. Makes like a real knee slapper. Especially if that knee was a 5-year-old boy. Wait, were they 5? How old were they?
I'm beating a dead horse at this point. I get it. He molested children, man. Should we care at this point? Al Jean's wishes aside, this is the reason he banned it. It happened before Disney Plus, right?
One of the things he stated was he's against book burning, but he's okay with if he burns his own books. That's kind of how he stated it.
Did he really say that?
He said he's against book burnings, but he's okay with burning a chapter in the book.
That's weird.
So he's saying the whole Simpsons as a whole
is fine. Don't burn the whole book, but like a chapter's fine.
I don't know. Okay. Looking back, this is just my point of view. Like, I get where you're coming from. You made it, and it stars this guy, and he may have used it to groom children.
Mel Gibson episode's still up, but he didn't molest people. He just hates Jews.
Huh.
And I think he beat his wife. Did he beat his wife? I don't know.
Wait, this is another episode by Al Jean that we might cover later?
I don't think it's Al Jean. That was a later. This is a later episode. It's got one of my favorite jokes.
Okay, well then never mind that episode. Let's talk about the one in which fucking Michael Jackson was in there and he used the episode to groom children.
According to Al Jean.
Michael Jackson.
In the Simpsons episode.
Yeah.
Won't you suck my dick?
I don't know. I'm thinking of it
let
like.
him keep going.
Yeah. Okay.
That's all I got.
All right.
We'll be here all week.
It's kind of like thinking of it as a murder weapon, in my opinion. If Michael Jackson killed someone with a hammer and he just grabbed a hammer that happened to be around, and now we're not cool with the hammer. I'm saying Michael Jackson probably had a practically infinite variety of tools that he could have used to groom children. And this is a weird point I'm making, but the fact
I mean,
that
like the tool that he was Michael Jackson?
Bad. Shut up. I just hit Andrew because he said that. This is a pretty nice episode, though, right?
I agree.
I kind of feel like we all agree. It's fine, right?
I feel like it would have put him in a good light, but is that the problem?
I feel like we all know, and it's
Also,
not like
the way
he's
it ended,
credited.
it's not even, I mean, yes, he really voiced it, but it's not even really him in the show.
Yeah.
Like, in the episode,
Also-
it's not really Michael Jackson.
Also
So
true.
it has nothing to do with him. It's a person impersonating him.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is actually him, though.
It's voiced by the real Michael Jackson, yes, but in the in the episode that was canceled, it had nothing to do with Michael Jackson, technically. It was a weird fat dude with a beak who was pretending to be Michael Jackson, you know?
For sure. It's like almost so far removed that you're like, that's the episode that you decided to remove? What
Like,
the
that's
fuck?
a nice episode.
And like, it's not actually visually him. He's not visually playing piano with Bart.
Should we have, like, someone to devil's advocate if we're all in agreement?
No, because we're right.
Okay. Well,
I would say never.
Speaking of molesting boys, the Catholic Church.
Thank you for fucking listening to our podcast. That was very bitchin' of you. Next episode we will talk about Seinfeld. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter, with the handle Censorshits. Now for some fucking outtakes.
This is the podcast we're recording. We're all naked and jerking each other off right now.
this is fresh air.
This is the Diane Rehm Show.
This is the Diane Rehm. I can't do it, but it's exactly
In the
that.
quiet, we can like walk around in the sun of my hometown. Where all the women are strong, all the men are good looking.
Hey, thank you for listening to the podcast.
You don't need to do that. Just like that in thing and then just cut it.
Thank the people yes.
No, you don't need to thank them.
I think this should be the ending.
I don't think we need to thank them.
Why not?
Why would we need to thank them?
We should also get him to listen to the next one.
On genuine opinion, it should be you starting like, thank you guys so much for like however you want to do it, and him interrupting you and saying, no, we don't